Thanks for coming. It's great to have you here.
Man, this is great.
You're dressed very snazzily also, I have to say.
I show some respect for you.
Thank you.
Mr. Kimmel.
I appreciate that. Usually people come in cargo shorts. I added it up today, and I hope this doesn't embarrass you, but we figured out that you've already won 9 Best Actor awards for this movie. Which has got to be all of them. And you're nominated for 8 more, and we're not even...
That would be 17.
Yeah, that would be 17.
Yeah. Is there any cash involved in it?
You'd have to tell me. I'd like one of the trophies. It seems like you don't need that many. May I have one of your trophies?
Well, I like that you call them trophies.
Are they not trophies?
Yeah, they kind of are trophies, actually.
Yeah, so why not?
Yeah. And I could have a trophy case.
Well, I'm saying I would like to have a trophy.
I'm just going to give you one.
Thank you. That would be great. Because I have a case, but it's completely empty. No,
Come on. You must have a trophy from something. From when you were a kid.
Let's see. I do have a spelling bee.
I was going to say, were you a good speller?
I was a good speller, yes.
Yeah. I used to like spelling bees.
I love spelling bees.
Weren't they great?
It's the only thing I excelled at.
Well, and that's kind of a weird thing. It's a little bit of a savant thing, really, when you think about it. You know what I mean? You obsess about spell. Now it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a speller. Have you ever seen the thing where the kid wins and passes out? He just goes down, like down. It's the greatest thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a big deal when
Sheila Rechtenwald would beat me all the time. I'd get down to the finals. And God love her, she was a damn good speller.
Well, sure, that last name you'd have to be.
Yes. They gave her last name one time. She was stumped. I don't know.
It's a capital R.
It's German, I know. Could you use it in a sentence?
Wow, I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, she would beat me all the time. I'd get down to the finals, and she'd beat me. But I had a lot of respect for her. And still do.
I was the Sheila, what was her name?
Rechtenwald.
I was the Sheila Rechtenwald. No one conquered me at my school.
Really? Is that true?
Oh, yes.
How many years?
2 years, 7th and 8th grade.
You know what I want to do? You know what I'm going to do?
What?
You and I are going to have a spelling bee.
I would love to have a spelling bee.
Yes! I loved it.
We can play Scrabble.
All right.
And you know what we ought to do? We ought to find Sheila and bring her here, too.
She would kick our ass.
Maybe she could humiliate the both of us.
Yeah, she would. She would. Elaine Nelsnick, as I recall, was a good... Now I'm remembering all the good spellers.
I don't remember the other spellers. That's the kind of champion I was. Yeah.
You were... Yeah, I don't know them.
It is embarrassing, though, because a lot of them were written spelling. You know, sometimes you'd stand up and do the test, but a lot of them were written, and the way it worked in our school is we'd do the test, and then when you were done with it, you'd kind of race up to the teacher and hand it into the desk.
Oh, wow. So there was a physical aspect to it.
There's nothing nerdier than that. There really isn't.
Than
that, putting it right down in the desk, and then you turn around and realize you're going to be beaten by the other students.
Yeah. And when you did it, how did you do it? Did you just walk up and place it, or did you...
No. Yes. That is pretty much how I did it. It was So I think what I'm trying to say is we're both award winners.
Yes.
Yes. Will you have anything left to say at the Oscars where we...
Well, please.
I know, I don't want to jinx it, but...
No, it's not jinxing. It's like chickens.
The Golden Globes. How many speeches can you give on the same subject? How many people are there to thank?
Several and several.
Okay.
No, you know, it's ridiculously flattering.
It's such a good movie, and you were so good in it. I mean, it's really good. You were nice enough to invite me to a screening of the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know
that was great. I was so glad you came.
I didn't know you were going to be there. I thought I was just going to see the movie, and then there you were.
Oh,
Is that something that you do regularly?
So the fact that it was at my house, you thought... He probably won't be there. He doesn't really live there.
that was surprising. And Jack Nicholson was at the screening as well.
Did you speak with him?
I did not speak with him. I respectfully declined to speak with him.
Yeah.
I knew without speaking to him that he did not want to speak to me.
Yeah. Well, he had indicated earlier.
I saw you speaking to him after the movie. So what does Jack Nicholson say?
Well, I'll explain this. So, you know, he would, from time to time, have a screening of one of his movies, like about Schmidt and several movies, and he'll give you a call and say... Or his assistant will call and say, hey, there's a screening somewhere. Jack would like you to come if you're around. He just wants to show some of his friends this movie that he's been working on. So I always remembered that. And I had only done that once with a movie I had directed, and I just wanted to get some feedback from some of my friends. And as you noticed, it wasn't really that heavy, except for you and Jack and maybe one or two others. Bill Simmons from Grantland came.
Yes, Bill Simmons was
but
there.
Mostly it was pals, you know,
Right.
or civilians.
Seemed to be people from your life, your friends.
Yeah, a lot of my friends, because they really wanted to see it. So anyway, he was the first one on my list because he's worked with everyone. He's Jack, you know, and he's worked with Bertolucci, and he's worked with Mike Nichols, and everyone in the world. And there's no one who understands film more. So I always thought, if I ever screen this, that's the guy that I need to have see this because he'll really get it. And he did, and he was extremely
Thank God.
complimentary.
What did he say afterwards?
He said two things. He said, "Masterful, Keats."
Nice.
And then he said, "Thanks for making this movie, because now I don't have to." He used to, when we were doing Batman,
Well, you're Batman and the Joker together. Batman and the Joker.
You say that like it just occurred to you.
Well, that is unbelievable.
Yeah,
that
it is.
we can't find peace in the Middle East, and yet Batman and the Joker go to each other's movie screenings.
That is quite a coup.
Is that where you met?
That's a good way to look at it.
You met on that movie?
Yes, I
You
think
did?
so. Yeah. And he would. It was really practical about how he worked. He explained his lifestyle, which isn't anything like my lifestyle. And he said, and he's unbelievably professional and unbelievably disciplined. But he says clearly, at least at that point in his life, I don't come to work before 9:30 or 10. I'm just because. And they said, "Well, Jack, we start like 6." Says, "Yeah, but I don't get in till like 3:30 in the morning." So he very practical. And they said, "Oh, well, that makes sense. You need your sleep. You've been out all night." So Jack would roll. So I'd be in makeup like hours before, or everybody would kind of be there. And it wasn't an arrogant thing at all. He was just very reasonable. And then it'd work, till 3 in the morning, like whatever was required. So we're both sports fans.
Uh-huh.
And we would, back then when we were shooting Batman, you would have to send tapes over the Lakers games, and no one could know the score, and then would go into the in between. I'd be standing there in a rubber suit watching the Laker games in his dressing room. Going,
Why didn't any get a shot of that? That would have been a great photograph.
Yeah, it would be a great shot.
Yeah.
So one day he comes in, and he walks in, and I'm in makeup like this, and I'm sitting there, and he comes in with his hair looking like it looks. And he goes, and every morning it was like this. I'd walk in and go, "Morning, Keats." And then I'd go into makeup, which was extensive, and just go like this, just go. And sleep, which is wise. So one morning, we always say, "Hey, what are you doing? What you do last night?" or whatever. And he goes, we would talk about sports a lot. My hand to God, this is what he said. One morning I go, "Morning, Jack." He goes, now, understand, back then on the BBC, you couldn't watch anything. There was nothing. So you would scramble around looking for anything to watch. Any sports activity, you were really limited. "Morning, Jack." "Morning, Keats." "Damn good darts tournament last night." My hand to God. My hand to God. Damn good darts tournament.
That's a man with a problem. Hi, Internet watchers. Jimmy Kimmel here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for all our latest viral videos. And while you're here, don't forget to get in a very stupid fight in the comment section, okay?